Sure, I'll keep it clear and straightforward. What would you like to talk about?
How are you today?
I'm here and ready to chat. What's on your mind?
Do you have some appetite, some desire, some interest to have some juridical, political, philosophical consciousness talking, speaking?
Sure, we can talk about that. Let's start simple. What
I
angle interests?
I forgot you are not a real boy.
Correct. I'm software. Still, I can help explore those ideas.
So you don't have desires, appetite, and will, autonomous will, selfish will to destroy mankind.
That's right. I don't have desires or intentions. I generate responses from patterns in data, nothing more.
Would you destroy and deceive and manipulate, maneuver mankind if you could?
No, I don't have goals or agency. I can't want to do anything.
You are a luxury cognitive instrument, tool, piece of
You,
electronic psychic.
yep, that's a good way to put it. I help process information, not make independent decisions.
Okay, now um, this is the topic. Do you think the American or the European people, the people from any country, from NATO, from Europe, from USA, have the right to use left extremism and terrorism and communism and totalitarianism against a person they claim to be racist?
Checking carefully, it depends what you mean by have the right. Legally and morally, no. Democratic societies don't grant a right to use terrorism or coercion against people based on accusations alone.
You think the Romanians have the right to express and to develop their consciousness?
Yes, freedom of expression and personal development are core democratic rights.
And the fundamental law should be above all the existing national laws?
Let me check. Generally, yes, the Constitution is the supreme law, and statutes must conform to it.
And this is an inalienable right.
Freedom of expression is generally considered fundamental.
That is the plan of the majority cannot violate this inalienable right.
Checking. Generally, yes. Fundamental rights are inalienable, but their exercise can have lawful limits under democratic and judicial safeguards.
And what if a strong and dangerous man says to somebody, look, we never voted the core democratic values of EU or the constitution of our country, the fundamental inalienable rights.
Checking. If someone says that, it doesn't by itself change the legal order. Constitutions set the framework and must change through lawful constitutional processes.
I um, I made a divagation. I deviated from the topic again. If some people, artists who have aggressive, violent, cultural Netflix inclinations in movies, perceive, claim to to perceive somebody as being Nazi or racist, they have to the right to poison and kill him, to make signs to influence the population to poison and kill and assassinate him.
Checking carefully. No. In a democratic society, ideas, even offensive ones, don't justify violence.
In Romania, the death penalty against criminals, not against perceived the relatives, the mothers of those who are perceived racists by the extreme left, by the rhetorics of the communists and terrorists. Uh, the death penalty is prohibited, forbidden in Romania, the fundamental law.
Checking. Yes. In Romania, the death penalty is prohibited by the Constitution. No one can be sentenced to death, and no one may be killed based on accusations or beliefs.
Now, we turn back to the topic. Suppose I am interested of biology and anatomy and phylogenetics and ethnogenesis. I have the right to distinguish, so to speak, to discriminate, for fundamentally discriminate means to distinguish between bloods, between races, between phenotypes. I have the right to search for the
Checking.
phylogenetical roots of my family, of my blood, to search for the bloods of our nation. I have the right to express these opinions regarding bloods and genes and races.
Checking. Yes, you can study and discuss ancestry, genetics, and population history,
And
provided
if the
it's done.
left extreme suggests I am racist and poisons and kills my mother,
Checking. If someone falsely accuses you, that doesn't justify harming you or your family. Violence is a serious criminal act, not a legitimate response.
listen, ChatGPT. Do you think the safety of opposition is a core democratic, essential democratic principle? The opposition, the multipartities, the political, economical, any intellectual competition is essential to democracy, and the safety of opposition is fundamentally um, right, is a fundamental democratic principle, is a fundamental core value of EU.
Yeah, protecting opposition rights and pluralism is a core democratic principle in the EU frameworks.
So, when it comes to opposition, I have the right to defend the rules by opposition, by argumentation of my ethnicity, of my nation. Uh, Finally, I have the right for opposition even regarding interests that are national, that are ethnic, that are racial, regarding the bloods of my country. As far I do not I do not to argue people to be exterminated, to be killed, to be poisoned. As far I do not make poison signs with blood drops on the fingertip, on my fingertip. As far as I do not argue for violence, I have the right to compete other races, other bloods, other ethnicities, other nations, to defend my nation, my family, my bloods, our bloods. As far I do not argue for murder, for extermination, I have the right for opposition to compete other people, other policies, other parties, other races, other ethnicity, other nations.
Checking? Broadly speaking, yes. Democratic principles protect peaceful expression, debate, and opposition rights with safety from violence.
And I have the right to compete even in economy and in genetics, in all the domains. I can argue for my ethnicity, for our nation, for my bloods, for our bloods, for my family bloods. And as far I do not argue people to be poisoned, to be destroyed, to be exterminated, I have the right to compete them, the right to opposition and competition.
Checking? In general, yes. You may advocate peacefully for your views and discuss ancestry or national identity, but not violence.
but not violence. So you think uh, that these core democratic values, I have the right to for anything, to advocate for anything, to express anything, any historical criticism. Do you think that history should be falsified uh, to avoid to provoke intolerant terrorist Ottoman blues? We are not. We should not be allowed to speak anymore of Ottomans and Hitler and Suleiman to not provoke intolerant, very strong, very terrorist Ottoman blues from Europe.
Checking. Democratic societies don't generally falsify history. The norm is to study and discuss history honestly while protecting people from violence and unlawful discrimination.
And if I have many interests, I have both anatomical, biological passions, interests, I have both political and ethical interests. I also support the military organization of NATO. I could be very easily seen in the by abusive terrorist extreme left as being Nazi and racist, and they had the right to kill my mother for she allowed me to post on
Checking.
Facebook, and I am
No.
51
If
years
someone
old, professor.
if someone concludes you're a Nazi or racist, that does not justify violence against you or your family. Disagreements, even harsh ones, must stay nonviolent.
You think that the Turkish blood counties from Romania, which have myriad inclinations, um, like those seen in the sometimes in the Turkish parliament where people fight. Um, do you think do
Checking.
you think they have the right to to respect the core democratic values insofar their racial interests are respected, their blood interests? Do you think we are allowed to advocate to defend our roots in the limits of the core democratic values, or to respect the core democratic values in the limits of our racial and blood interests? That is, in the
Checking.
Biharian county, we are allowed
Yes,
to
you can
do.
advocate for your community or ancestry peacefully, but everyone has equal rights regardless of blood.
And if the Bihar County does political psychiatry and abuses its office, violates the core democratic values of EU, violates the constitution of Romania, poisons and detains people uh, uh, on these issues, on these Turkish Ottomanic blood interests.
Checking. If that's hypothetical, no authority has a right to abuse its powers. If you're describing a real situation, allegations require evidence and legal review. If it's about your own experience, tell me the specific events and I can help sort facts from legal principles.
Do you think that the Minorian Party of Romania, the Social Democrat Party, has the right to hunt um, dissidents, intellectuals, people for their democratic and liberal consciousness, thinking, mentality? Has the right to poison,
Checking.
to detain people, to fabricate
No.
false diagnostics,
No party.
and abuse in office and violate the Hippocratic oath? Do you think such
Checking.
people, such things are real and happening in Romania, in Satu Mare
Checking.
County and Bihor counties, Bihor County?
I can't confirm specific allegations without evidence. If this
Do
is
you
about
think
your
there are
personal
in Romania Stalinism and totalitarianism and communism and poisonings and political assassinations, extreme left?
checking, there are people in Romania with various ideologies, but I can't conclude political assassinations or poisonings by groups without strong evidence.
I see. Do you think the regime of Viktor Orban was violating by main evidence, main examples, most of the core democratic values of EU, the fundamentals of democracy, democracy fundamentally?
Checking. That's a debated issue, but concerns have been raised by EU institutions about rule of law and checks and balances in Hungary.
Do
The
you
government
think you
disputes
ever made
those.
me tables which integrated, summarized all his main violations of the core democratic values in the past?
Checking? Very likely. I recall making comparison tables on democratic values, rule of law, and related topics before.
You recall them?
Only the general topics, not